we're going to be hearing tonight from 4 incredible ladies. Every single one of them has been in this business for less than 6 months. The reason I'm so excited about this new distributor training tonight is because you are not going to be hearing from me, who's been, sorry guys, I'm trying to get people muted. You're not just going to be hearing from me, who's been in for 3.5 years, telling you what worked for me when I was brand new 3.5 years ago. You're going to be hearing from girls who were brand new 6 or less months ago. We have a girl on here that just joined last month. So how incredible that we're going to get to hear the freshest, the newest, the best, what's working right now for a brand new launching distributor right now in the business. So we're going to jump in. First things first, we're just going to meet these 4 ladies, and then we're going to jump into our questions. So let's go ahead and start with Chelsea Hawkins. Where are you at, girl? Go ahead and unmute yourself if you can.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I don't know if I can find your screen. Oh, there you are. Yay. Okay, so Chelsea, really quickly, go ahead and tell us a little bit about your story with It Works. And you just wrote up your story a little bit today, and it's so fun to read over again. But go ahead, tell us a little bit about your story with It Works so far.
Okay, so I'm Chelsea Hawkins. I'm a diamond, running for double diamond this month. I joined the business September 28th, so I've been in about 5 months. When I started, I had been on maternity leave. Well, I didn't go back to work after maternity leave. I was a medical assistant, and hold on, let me switch this to gallery view so I can see. Okay, I was a medical assistant, overworked and underpaid. I became pregnant, and at 23 weeks pregnant, I found out that my baby had a major, major heart defect that required open heart surgery at birth. So I had the baby. I worked all the way through my pregnancy, had the baby. She had open heart surgery, and everything went great. I came home. She was in the hospital for a little while. I came home, and it was almost time for me to go back to work. And I knew there was no way, in my heart, there was no way I was leaving my baby girl who just had open heart surgery and going back to work full time. There was no way. So I just prayed and prayed, and a few months went by, and things got hard financially for me and my husband. We started fighting. I was trying to pick up little jobs. I was cleaning condos, and it wasn't helping. So I cried out to God, and I asked for an opportunity. And I remember scrolling Facebook and seeing my friend Deborah. She made a post about this business, and I was like, oh my God, like this is it. And I was like, I can't believe that this is in front of me right now. And I instantly commented, and she called me like the next day, and she was just going on and on about this business, and everything that she was saying didn't even matter because I knew I was going to say yes. She was like, it's $99 to start. And I was like, sign me up now. Like, this has to work. I have no other option. This is it. And the next day we signed my husband, and it's been great ever since.
I just love the fact that you joined at the end of September. I mean, this is still new. This is still recent for you. And here you are, a diamond. You were our top distributor enroller last month for our entire team. Absolutely incredible what you've accomplished just in the short time you've been in this business. And you guys, I think one thing for those of you that are not new, that are on this Zoom, Deborah continued to post about her business, and Chelsea saw it. And so think about if there's that day that you maybe don't post about your business, might have been that day that Chelsea would have seen your post, someone that's going to come in your business and become a top enroller for our 3.5-year-old team. And she's just going to whirl right in there and change your whole business. I mean, how incredible. I think that's such a good reminder to stay consistent with the posting. And one thing that you just said too, Chelsea, that's really stuck out to me is you said nothing she said at that point really mattered, because you knew you were going to say yes. Like, it didn't even matter. And a lot of you guys on here that are brand new, you joined for $20. And so maybe you're thinking, well, I don't have $20 coupon codes to offer. Is someone really going to join me for $99? Well, if someone really truly catches the vision of what this opportunity can do, they'd pay $1,000 to join you in this business if they really see that vision. So, okay, let's go ahead out to Chelsea Farmer. Chelsea Farmer. Hey! I'm going to find your picture so I can make you big.
Okay.
See if I can find you. You just, okay, perfect. There you are. Yay. Hey, girl.
Hi.
And you were just working. You're such a rock star. Oh my gosh, you look adorable. You look adorable. You guys, she just got off working. Like literally just got done working. Thank you so much for being on here. Hold on, we got some noise. Okay, perfect. Okay, so tell us a little bit about your story with It Works, when you joined, and what it's done for you so far.
Okay, so I started, it was like February 3rd. I work at a Harley-Davidson dealership. I do admin, and then I'm also a waitress at an Italian restaurant here in Ohio. I work about 80 hours a week. I have a 3-year-old. I'm planning a wedding. I'm ready for a change. I started just thinking it's just $20. It's fine. And now hopefully I'll be promoting soon again. I didn't expect this at all.
Yeah, that's amazing. Oh my gosh. Joined last month. I love it. Last month, and here you are on a training, and you're on here for a reason. You didn't get asked to be on here randomly. We didn't pick names. You know, you're on here for a reason because you've caught our attention and because you're a rock star. And so, man, I'm excited to dissect some of your tips. Okay, Kelsey Berg. Go ahead and unmute.
Hi.
Hey, how are you?
Good.
Okay, so you, same thing. Go ahead and tell us when you got started and a little bit about your story so far.
Okay, so I started at the end of November. I think it was the 28th was my enrollment date. And I actually followed Ashley Ekstrom. I had been watching her for a few months and was, didn't really know what it was that she did and was kind of skeptical about it. But I was 5 months pregnant at the time. My boyfriend and I had just bought a house in October, and I knew that we could use the extra money. So joined the end of November for $20 at the time, and I actually ended up getting a paycheck for November. It was $22, so it was nothing, but I knew that I had profited in those 2-3 days of November. I went Ruby in December, and now I'm going for Diamond this month, and I'm one away from being charted double. So,
oh my gosh!
Yeah,
that's so exciting. It's crazy how fast this business can make an impact on your life. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
On November 15th, did you think that this would be your life right now?
No, absolutely not. I saw a post Ashley had posted about how, she had done so much in bonuses and what she had done with her and her fiance, Jake. And at that point I was like, okay, sign me up.
Yeah.
I knew I wanted to try it. So.
Oh, I love it so much. Okay. Kelly Puckett. I see you. Hey girl.
Hey.
Okay. So same question. Tell us your story, how you got started. And you are looking so pretty.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so I was following Claire on Instagram, and I just saw her post about that, she was hiring, and so I honestly was very naive in the fact that I had no idea what it was that she did, and I reached out to her and said, kind of just very humbly, are you still hiring? And so she said, absolutely. We talked, we connected, and I just kind of knew within my gut that it was just time for me to jump in and just go for it. Her story was really inspiring to me, and I had just had a year of a lot of family stuff that happened where we really had to help some people out, and it was just weighing on my heart to be able to help other people as much as I possibly could. And I knew that through this opportunity, that was something that we could do. And so I went all in, and in January I went Diamond. This month I'm going double Diamond. I'm just super excited, and I can only see things going up from here. So it's been an amazing experience, and I'm so excited to be here on the call tonight.
Yes. Oh, I love it. You guys, Kelly joined me in October, right? October.
Yep, October 14th.
So crazy. Yeah, halfway through the month of October, and here you are about to go double Diamond, and you were honestly so close to going last month too. I mean, you've built this incredibly strong business very quickly. It's absolutely amazing to watch, and a very sturdy, solid business with a really, really strong team. It's just amazing. So let's jump into the tips. The stories are just inspiring, but it just leaves us wanting to know how you guys did it so fast, how you built so quickly. So I'm I'm going to jump around. I'm not going to go in the same order every single time. So Kelly, since we have you right here, let's just go ahead and jump in with you right now with our second question, which is just walk us through those maybe just 2 to 3 or whatever. It doesn't have to be an exact number, but a few things that you did when you first started that got your business off the ground. What got those first customers in the door, those first distributors in the door? Because I think when you're brand new, you need to see those wins because you're like, what is this? Is it going to work for me? So how do you get those wins? How did you really start seeing that success right off the bat?
So I think what I really did was use my upline. So that was you, Claire, and then Taylor Lyle. And I think the two of them were just so helpful for me. And then beyond that, I just really knew that I needed to build my own business and just to run this like a legit business and not just like a side hustle, as some people call it. And so I learned that what I did was spend extra time learning about the products, knowing what I was talking about, so that I was super confident when I was talking to potential customers. And then I reached out to my warm list, which I actually didn't have a lot of success with. And so I knew that I needed to grow my network. So that was something that I did probably about a week in. Going back, I would have done that on day one. I should have done that on day one. And then creating a follow-up list is something that I started to do, after I started reaching out to people, and I realized that this list was going to get kind of long and it was going to be a little bit overwhelming. So creating a follow-up list was something that I also did. And then also just going all in and being completely confident and brave and just getting at it, posting, talking to people, and not being afraid to really have those conversations.
Yeah, not being afraid to just jump in and have the conversation. Yeah, I love how you said utilize your upline. And I think just a small note that I would add with that is, especially in this season of people joining for $20, we have these $20 codes, we're adding so rapidly. So when you say utilize your upline, that to me is active on your part. You were utilizing us. It wasn't necessarily that we were texting you every 5 minutes. How's it going? Do you need anything? How's it going? Do you need anything? You were saying, hey, I need help with this. Hey, what would you say to this?
Absolutely. And in order to have those questions, like what would I say to this? What would I say to this? I actually had to be in conversations. Mm-hmm. So just getting my network growing and having reaching out to as many possible people as I could, so that I could get in those conversations and really learn about, how do I respond to specific scenarios? And the only way to get comfortable with that is to do it consistently. There's no other way.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think one of the biggest things that I see newer distributors get hung up on is, well, I haven't tried every product yet, or I haven't even tried any products yet, maybe. How am I going to talk to people about it? But at the end of the day, it's exactly what you said. You're not going to learn unless you're doing. And so you just have to rip the Band-Aid off and get in those conversations and start talking to people. And that's how you get the results. That's how you get to where Kelly is, only a few months in the business, headed towards an amazing full-time income. That's awesome. I love it. Okay, let's take the same question to, let's go to back to Chelsea Hawkins. And you just start talking and it'll pick you up.
Okay. Hey.
Hi. Okay, so go ahead and walk us through those couple of things that you did in the beginning that got you successful right away.
Okay. So when I first started, I dug into trainings. My enroller, Deborah, she was working a full-time job, so she couldn't always respond to my questions right away. So I utilized the group chats a ton. I was always in them asking questions. And also I was on YouTube looking up It Works top enrollers, and I was just watching and taking notes and listening to their tips, and I used those tips. Also, I stayed consistent in posting. Someone told me to just keep posting and don't stop. So I never stopped posting, and people were seeing it. Even though a ton of my posts weren't getting any response, they're not getting any comments, and some of them still don't. Someone's still watching me, and I know that they are. Mm-hmm. I'll have people come into my inbox now and be like, hey, what was that weight loss thing you were talking about? Or, hey, what can I do to lose this much weight? And I'm like, wow, you seen my post. So people are watching, even though it feels like they're not. Also, when I first started, I took advantage of the host to post. That was that month that I started. I think it was October. I knew that I needed to do host to post, and that grew my business tremendously. My first month of signing a ton of customers, it was because of host to post. Mm-hmm. So if you can, I would definitely take advantage of the host to post and the giveaway for this month.
Yes. Yeah. Honestly, I think that's so many people's, if you were to ask a lot of people that enroll a lot, they would say that host to post is what really amped up their game. And maybe they even enrolled a lot before, but host to post doubled or tripled it. It's just an incredible way to get into new people's networks. And if you're new and sitting on this training and you're going, what's host to post? It's right on our Freedom Legacy training website. We have a video that walks you through the basic. And I'm seeing that we have a few people commenting, I'm trying to like host to post. I don't get anything from my host to post. Really quickly, what would you say to someone who's in that boat of like, I don't love host to post. It's not working for me.
So a few of my posts that I would post about the giveaway, well, like my first one didn't get any response. I would just say maybe in a week, make a new post about that giveaway. It just because one post about the giveaway doesn't get response, it doesn't mean that the next one isn't going to.
Mm-hmm. That's good. Yeah. Keep trying. Something that I say a lot about this business is the people who are successful are the people who look for a way around, not a way out. And so if something's not working for you, look for a way around it, look for a way to make it work. Because, even still, I have months where host to post blows up for me a little more than other months, but I'm still consistent in it. And then I end up following up with those people. And so maybe I didn't sign as many customers in December from my host to post, but I'm signing those people now because they've continued watching me and I've continued checking in and following up. So remember that everything you do for your business is moving you forward. Go ahead.
Also, last month, whenever I signed like 25 distributors, I went back to everybody that hosted a post for me. I went through my messages, and everybody that had hosted a post for me in the past, I asked them if they were interested in the business opportunity. And I got a ton of distributors that way. And also following up with loyal customers because they've already tried the products and they love them. I signed a ton of distributors that way as well.
I love that. And I want to say you signed more like 27 or 28. I don't think it was 25.
I think I lost count, honestly.
Yeah, I ran those numbers, girl. It was amazing. Absolutely mind-blowing. Okay, so we are going to ask that same question. Let's go over to Chelsea Farmer. And let's ask you that same question of what are those 2 to 3 things you did right away?
I made my first post that really got like my friends and family interested in it. They started buying from me. And then I did my host post. My business would be nothing without that. I just sold to somebody in Alabama, and that's insane. And then major follow-up. You have to follow up with every single customer because they always come back. And if they're not ready this week, they'll be ready next week. And if they're not ready next week, they'll be ready in a month. They always come back. Absolutely.
I love hearing you say that with so much confidence. And you've been in for a month and a half. Like, I love it. It's amazing to me because you're already speaking and acting like a leader because you are a leader. I just think it's so incredible that that's clicked for you so quickly. And I think if there's one thing that you walk away from this training tonight with, it's that each of these ladies, they have different personalities and so different ways of expressing themselves, but you're going to find a common theme in them is that they're confident and they just decided to be confident right away. They didn't spend time questioning the opportunity. They didn't spend time questioning the products. They didn't spend time questioning anything. They just went for it. And that kind of like blind faith and tenacity is what gets you to the top in this business. It really is. And just going for it. And I just, man, like you're so inspiring to me right now. Like, I just love that you just joined February 3rd and here you are and you're just like, here we go. I'm just going for it. So that first post really piqued an interest for you. How did that pique the interest? Were people commenting on it right away?
Yeah. They're like, what are you doing? What's this new thing that you're doing? Cause I work so much. So they're like, how do you have time for anything else?
Yeah.
So I just sent them a private message. Hey, this is what I'm doing. Would you be interested in helping me? And they'll say yes. Usually because they're your friends and your family, and you ask them what their goals are and they'll tell you, and you just sell them products. And if they're not ready now, like I said, they'll come back.
Yeah. And then you start following up with them, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Perfect. So for that first post that you did, was it the example first post? Did you just write your own first post from scratch, or how did that look?
It was a little bit in between. I wrote about why I joined, a little bit of my background, what I was going to be doing, I guess. And then towards the end, I said, I'm looking for a few people to help me. which I believe that's in the example post. I don't really think I looked at it. I looked at my upline.
Yeah.
And she's kind of helped me through it.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. I love that you said, you said why you did this. And I think it's really important when you're first getting started to let your audience know why you're doing this. When you connect personally like that, it really carries a lot of weight with your friends and family. And they'll look at it as, because some people right away, they might see something like that and they're like, oh, that looks like a scam. Oh, did their Facebook get hacked or whatever? But when you say, no, I started this because, and you really share that personal aspect to it, it catches people's attention because they also have a because. They also have a reason that they would love to make extra money from home or that they'd love to be home more. So I love that. That's so good. And I also love how you were like, my business would be nothing without Host to Post. Host to Post is amazing. Because I know, as we see a few newer people like kind of questioning it or being nervous about it, you're like, listen, this is where it's at. I love it. All right, Kelsey Berg, I'm excited to hear from you and what you did right away in the beginning.
The number one thing I did was literally everything Ashley told me to do. So she told me to grow my network. I think I started with 900 friends on Facebook, and within my first 2 or 3 weeks, I was maxed out at my 5,000.
Wait,
every day.
Wait. What?
Yeah. So every night, I did this every night before bed, I would lay in bed and go through my suggested friends.
Okay.
And just add friends. And it was every single night I did it. I remember I would look at how many friends I had before I fell asleep, and then what I would look at it in the morning to see how many I had.
Girl,
I think within 2 or 3 weeks I was maxed out at my 5,000. And then I started to go through and kind of delete them and re-add and whatnot. So that was the number one thing I did. I noticed that once my network grew, my posts were getting so much more attention. And then also just staying consistent. So the first few posts, few weeks, month, even now, some of my posts get no comments, no likes, nothing. But I'm having people come to me and message me about products now and the business opportunity. I think just planting the seeds for everybody is huge. Yeah. Consistency is key. I was posting anywhere between 3 and 5 times a day about products, over and over, and I felt like I was probably annoying people, but it's worked. And Host to Post too have just been gold for me. Mm-hmm. I want to say probably 98% of my LCs have come from Host to Post.
Yeah. Yeah.
For sure.
It's so huge. It's such a huge way to tap in. Yeah. What Liz just said in the comments, it's an endless supply. It's literally an endless supply of potentials. I love that. I think you could tell you blew my mind that you grew your network that fast and maxed out your friends list that fast. And that's just that consistency. It really is. We usually tell people, be careful adding from suggested friends because you can end up with a lot of mutual it works people. But then as I'm sitting here and I'm listening to you, I'm thinking, you know what? She was brand new. She didn't have a bunch of it works people.
Right.
So, you weren't going to run into that.
Yeah. And I knew if they had mutual friends with Ashley or other people I knew that did it works, I didn't add them.
Yeah.
I knew they already had their person.
Right. No, that's awesome. And that's the other thing is I think we get a little caught up of oh, I'm sure everybody knows a bunch of It Works people. No, they don't. I only knew one when I got started, the person that I joined with. So, just maybe you have a few in your circle since you've started the business, but not everybody does. So, okay, cool. Well, we are going to move on, and I'm going to combine these last 2 questions just for the sake of time. But Kelsey, since we have you, let's just go ahead and do it with you right now. So these last 2 questions are, number 1, what's the best advice you can give to someone who's new in their business, but they don't feel like they're seeing success? And you may have kind of touched on this, so if you just want to wrap it up with that. And then if you could go back, is there something that you would do differently or something that you'll change in the way that you train your new distributors?
I would say stay consistent. I think that's the biggest thing with my new distributors that aren't seeing success. They're like, I'm not seeing anything. I'm still posting, even after, a week or 2 weeks, and they get kind of discouraged. Just stay consistent with it because it will come to you. And do differently. I don't know that there's something I would necessarily do differently. But I would say helping my new distributors get their 4 loyal customers within that 72 hours and teaching them those steps to success that have kind of just come out with the 4 loyal customers and then the 3 distributors right away, and then teaching them to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to, build all your distributors and then build mass volume for everybody, more so teach your downline how to do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's really, really good. I love that. Thank you so much. Thank you seriously so much. It's just like, it's mind blowing for me to hear from you guys that are fresh and that are brand new and coming into this business, at a kind of a different time than I did. And I'm learning so much from this. Okay, let's go back to Kelly with the last couple of questions. So again, just because I know it was like a lot, but best advice you can give to someone who's new but doesn't feel like they're seeing success, anything you would do differently, and what do you do with your newbies that you sign?
Yeah, so I would just kind of piggyback off of what she said as far as staying consistent and just being consistent in posting, following up, and then also building your mindset so that you're just always the best you. You show up as the best you every single day. That's something that I probably would do differently. I always thought of myself as like a stronger person, but this journey has really brought me to a point where I've had to build my mindset and really grow, which has been an amazing, amazing process. The other thing that I would talk about is just following up. My following up process, I may have shifted a little bit. I had just a list of people that I would just follow up with. But recently I've done a different process, and I'll kind of show you what it looks like. So this, I don't know if maybe you can see it, sort of. Nope. There we go. Okay. So this is a follow-up list. This whole page is just on skinny mochas. So my follow-up is just a lot more organized, and when I'm having conversations, they're a lot more directive. As far as like, I'm just talking to skinny mochas for one morning, and I'm not bouncing back from cleanse to hair, skin, and nails, and I can just get really consistent and good at that. So that's something that I would implement earlier on.
Yeah. That's a really good tip. I really, really like that. Here's something I'm curious. So when you sign a new distributor, what does that look like? What do their first 24 to 72 hours look like with you as their enroller?
So I add them to Freedom Legacy. I get them tagged in that training post right away. Make sure that they do their videos. I'm asking them to let me know when they're finished. We work on their first post. And then we start to talk about reaching out to their warm list and then just coaching them through conversations. I'm always telling people, you cannot annoy me. You cannot bug me, like ask me all the questions in the world. I did the same thing when I first started. And then I always just let people know that everyone started at day one with 0 distributors under them and 0 LCs.
Yeah.
So we all started somewhere. We all started at the same place.
Yeah.
And, it's just putting in that effort and doing the consistent work. And you will get to your goal, and you'll get there fast if you are consistently working.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. I love it. So good. Okay. Chelsea Farmer, let's go ahead.
Hi.
Last couple questions for you. Okay. So best advice for someone who's new. What do you do with your newbies? And is there something you would do differently if you could go back?
Okay, so at first I thought host to posts were key until today. I did my first Facebook Live. I wanted to throw up. But in that Facebook Live, I asked for 5 distributors. I want 5 this month so I can finish Emerald. And I got 7 inquiries within 10 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, it blew up. I never would have expected that. So I think that's going to be my new thing.
Yeah.
So scared.
Awesome. That is awesome.
As for my new distributors, I'm still kind of trying to figure that one out. I add them on Freedom Legacy. I tag them in the training. We're still kind of working out the kinks because we're still learning together. I tell them to blow me up. I'm always here. I have an Apple Watch, so it's always, my phone's on my wrist at all times.
Yeah.
So we're still learning. And then what I do different, I was in this business for probably a week and a half before I even made my first post. I wish I would have just started on the first day and just taken it off. So we'll see.
Yeah, no, that's so good. And I love what you said, and you probably don't even realize that you said it, but you said about your newbies, like, we're just doing this together. And that's powerful. And I want, if you're brand new, I want you to switch your mindset from, well, of course they would want to join with somebody who's already making six figures, who's already made all these bonuses, or who's a presidential or triple or whatever. But there is something magical about running together when you're brand new. Running with a brand new team of people. There's something really, really magical about that. And so just remember that when you're brand new, that's not a disadvantage. It's actually an advantage, because you're like, come on, let's lock arms and let's go to the top together. And I'm looking for my people. Like you're able to have that confidence of saying, listen, I know I'm going to make $1 million with this thing. Who wants to do it with me? Who wants to be my number one, my number two? Like, who's going to do this right there with me? And that's really, really powerful. It's so good. Okay, there have been a lot of questions throughout this, and just because of time, I'm going to ask that you guys ask your questions in the thread in Freedom Legacy of this training, and these girls, as they're able to, can go through and kind of give their answers on there, just so we make sure people get their questions answered, because people are just soaking up all these tips. It's so good. Did you have anything? I feel like I kind of cut you off. Did you have anything?
You didn't.
Okay. Is there anything else that you wanted to leave us with before we bounce over to Chelsea?
No.
Okay.
Just go for it. Do it.
I love it. Thank you so much. And here you are, just joined on February 3rd. You're already a rock star on this training, and you're like, I wish I'd started sooner. I just love it. I love it. So start right away, you guys. Just go for it. I love it. So good. Okay, Chelsea Hawkins, we are going to ask you the same questions. So I know I keep repeating them, but I know what it's like to be on these things, and you're like, please ask me the question again. Okay, so best advice you can give to somebody who's new, and then what are you doing with your newbies, and is there something you would do differently if you could go back and start over?
So to somebody who's new and doesn't feel like they're finding success, I would just say, don't quit. I have a quote: the temptation to quit will be the greatest just before you are about to succeed. So don't give up and keep pushing forward. Stay positive, do self-development, and pray.
Mm-hmm.
My business wouldn't be where it is if I wouldn't have put it in God's hands. There's absolutely no way that I would have made it to Diamond in 5 months, 4 months, if I wouldn't have put my business completely in God's hands.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, God is so good, and prayer changes everything. And I will say it over and over again. Pray.
Yes. I love it. I love it.
I just wanted to just kind of leave. Well, okay, let me just tell you about what I would do differently in the beginning. Mm-hmm. I would have got more organized in the beginning for sure. I'm really bad about organization, and I still kind of am, so I'm getting there, but definitely try to be organized. And with my distributors, I would have created personal relationships with each one of them. In the beginning, I had assigned a ton of distributors, and none of them really took off, and I didn't know what I was doing wrong. And now with my rock stars that I prayed for and God gave them to me, I have created personal relationships with them. I try to talk with them every single day and ask them if they need any help with anything. And that's helped me a ton. And that's about it for that. Oh, and at the end of the month, last month, I was looking at 2,000 BV to go Diamond. This was like the last week of the month, y'all. And I'm telling you, I was like, there's no way. I told my husband like 5 times, I was like, we're not going Diamond. Like, there's no way we're going Diamond. And I was like, wait, like, I need to switch. I need to shift my mindset. I need to pray. I got down on my knees and I prayed, and God provided 2,000 BV like the last week of the month. And I promoted on like the 24th or the 25th. I can't remember, but it was amazing. God will provide. I'm telling you, just ask.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Oh my goodness. Like, what an amazing note to end this on. Like, just putting it back in God's hands, trusting him, remembering that he brought you to this business and he'll bring you through this business, the entire process of it. All these tips are so good. I'm honestly just so grateful to each of you ladies for getting on here and sharing this with us. And I'm kicking myself a little bit because I wish I would have done like 2 of you this week and 2 of you next week, so we could have really pulled out even more of what you guys had to share, because I know there's so much more in there. Like I said, I'm going to open up the thread. If people want to ask questions in there, please feel free. And just remember that whether you're brand new and you did just join, or you're sitting on this Zoom and you're going, I've been in this business for 2 years and I'm still not where I want to be right now, and not even close. It's never too late for it to be day one. I still have these days where I kind of have to press the reset button and pretend I'm a brand new distributor again and work with that same fire and that same tenacity that I would right from the beginning. So you're never too late to just start your journey over. And you're never too late to just say like, okay, tomorrow morning is going to be day one, and I'm just going to start over as though I'm brand new. Maybe you've taken a little bit of a step back from your business, life got in the way or whatever. Make an announcement post tomorrow. Just go for it. Pretend you just joined tonight and make an announcement post and share your story in a way that you never have tomorrow on your page, and act like you just got started. And then take these tips and run and start your timeline, reset your clock day 0, and just go for it, and just see what'll happen if you go for it with this confidence and these tips that we just got from these ladies tonight. So I am so excited. This is so good. It was recorded, so you can share it with all of your newbies. But thank you guys so much for being on. I know you're all itching to hop off and watch the DVR Bachelor finale. That's where I'm headed. But all right, I love you guys so much. Thanks for getting on, and I will see you next Tuesday.